being a new dad, it was really hard to find the focus. I didn't really want to leave. I wanted to be there with my kiddo. When he was born, it was like 1 week after I had to go over to England to play darts, and how much I love darts. There will be nothing in the world that I love more than my kid and my wife. Like, so this is my own fault, but on the other hand, it's their fault. I mean, I have a beautiful kiddo, so did I lose? No, I still think I won, you know. This is what this is all learning. I'm only 23 years old, and for me it's been a lot of learning the last 2 or 3 years.
Hello, welcome along to the Tungsten Talk here at the MODUS Super Series, where we delve into the lives and careers of some of the legends of darts and some of the big names that play here at the MODUS Super Series. Happy to say that we're joined today by the mullet, Danny Jansen. Danny, great to have you here in the studio. First of all, how much do you enjoy your trips down to Portsmouth and the MODUS Super Series?
So it's my 3rd time so far, and man, I love it every time. Like, it's been so good, and just everything around it has been perfect, you know, and just shows some good darts. And then what happened Monday, of course, yeah, that made my day.
I was going to say, at the time of recording, it was the week where you hit the 9-darter here at the Super Series. What was that like? Just tell us some of the emotions and feelings behind that.
I was just proud that I hit a 9-dart. I mean, it's not so easy to do. And then all the attention I got around it from also you guys, but also from fans and just people at home, family, friends. Like, it was just incredible. And yeah, that makes me feel good, and that gives me also some positive confidence for the rest of the week.
Bit of a career highlight so far?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, this was one of the big ones for sure.
Let's talk a little bit more then about yourself, talk a little bit more about your career. And I suppose, first of all, where it all started, where it all began for yourself.
Where it all began?
Yeah,
like,
when did you first pick up a dart?
So I began like when I was 15, I think, around 15. I was always a soccer player, but I had a bad accident on the farm. I broke my old down part of my leg, and I had 12 operations in 10 years. Was in a wheelchair for over 2 years, so yeah, that was a tough time. And then I didn't get play soccer anymore or anything like that. So my dad was already a dart player, and he was like, "Why you don't try to play some darts?" And I was like, "I could try." And then it was just a couple months, and he was like, "Yeah, you have some talent. You should try to do some more." And we went through some Dutch rankings and stuff, and first of all, I start winning, and yeah, then it's where it all started, and since then, just keep going and keep going.
So it was just a case of I suppose you almost fell into it a little bit by accident to a certain extent.
Yes, for sure. Like, it was a tough time, but on the other hand, if I didn't had that, I probably was never now sit here with you and never talk about it, you know. So yeah, it was sad that I had that accident, but on the other hand, I'm really happy how it all ended up, and I feel good. My body feels good, and I'm just happy at the moment. I'm a happy man.
So let's go from that point of starting to play to then go and competition. So did it kind of start off local, do well local, and then it kind of expanded from there, really?
So the first couple of years that I really tried and stuff, like, I never won anything. I was not good at all. And then I started traveling a little bit outside the Netherlands, and then I started winning some stuff at the youth. I won Czech Open, and from there on I started actually rolling a little bit. Was Dutch ranking champion, like it was getting there. Yeah, and then of course I started needed to play with the men's, and yeah, 1 year later I got my tour card and everything, and then it went all so fast. It's crazy.
I was going to say, because there was that period, obviously you started playing on the Dev Tour in 2019. You took to that quite quickly, and then suddenly the tour card came. Going into that Q school, did you feel like the game was there, or did it almost catch you a little bit by surprise because it came so soon?
So my plan was actually to go for the challenge tour, try to experience, and maybe then the next year I was going forward, because I knew I was making steps. But when I got to the Q school, I was really sick, and the first 2 days I think I lost twice with 5 or 6-0, and not even a 60 average. I was so sick, and then the last day I was feeling better, and I told my mom, I was like, I think I go make 5 for the final stage. I said, that's what I want. So I make to the semis, got to the final stage, and 2 days later I have my tour card, and I'm like, oh, what now? That is going to be some issues. But yeah, it wasn't. I was just an open mind, got in there and just did my thing. And after that, yeah, just keep rolling, and that's when my averages were more straight, and like it was getting better and better, and I was just feeling awesome. And yeah, that's when it all started rolling.
So did you almost have like that period over like a 12-month period where you just felt like you were on a crest of a wave then a little bit?
Yeah, I'm just really relaxed. Like, I always just see what happens, and it's just what it is, you know. And when I made it, I was just me and my dad and my mom, we sitting down and talked about it, and we just tried, and that's the only thing we give and can do. And yeah, of course, 9 tournaments later, I won my first Pro Tour, and I was like, maybe this is where you need to be, and maybe this can make it way better. And yeah, we can just give it a shot every time, every day.
Well, let's talk about that Pro Tour win then, because if you said the kind of Q School card came as a little bit surprised, did the Pro Tour win also come as a little bit short, just because of the fact that it came so soon into you getting that card and attaining professional status?
Oh yeah, I did not expect that at all. But my first couple Pro Tours, I won some big names, Ross Smith, Cameron Clemens, and I'm like, so you can compete with those guys, but you just have to do it more often. And when I hit the Pro Tour, when I won the Pro Tour, I had, I think, a 96 or 97 average over the whole day, and I played 78 legs. So I played so steady and consistently, and yeah, I was so happy. I didn't even know what's going on. I was like in a tunnel vision going on. I did the same thing after every match, and yeah, it was just incredible. Like, and before I knew it, I was standing there and I won the final, and I'm like, wow, that is something that I didn't expect so fast. Nobody did.
Tell us about that final against Andrew Goulding from your perspective.
I was actually more worried about what he was doing than I was worried about the final, because like if you have a rhythm player, you don't think about things, you know. And of course Andrew is a little slow. It's all fair play to him, of course, but when you have time to stand behind it, you start, oh, hang on a minute, this is the final, and then you start thinking a little bit more. Even if I don't want to, it's the final from the Pro Tour, so it happens. And I was just trying to get in a rhythm, trying to find my pace. And I think I drank 4 or 5 bottles of water in that game, and it was just trying to find something to get my attention off from that. And yeah, it all worked out, and I got the win.
What was the feeling like when that winning double went in?
Yeah, it was just incredible. Like I didn't know I had so much emotions, and after I really fast went to the toilet before I had the interview, I screamed everything together in the toilet like there was nobody there, and I screamed off the top of my lungs. I was so happy, and I needed to get all that energy out, because yeah, it was just something I never thought of myself right then that I can do. Maybe over a couple of years, but never like the same year, or let's say after 2 months, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was just incredible. Me and my dad was with me there, and it's just a moment you probably never will forget, you know. That's just, yeah, it was really nice.
When it happens so soon into your tour card career, do you almost expect it to be the first of many?
So when I made it, like, you never know, like this stuff, you know, like the level is so high, and if you have one bad game or anything like that, you're out, and you have to be on top of your level every time. And I know if I'm on top and I can do, I know I can compete with those guys, and I will never say I'm the best, and I also never say I'm the worst. I know I can compete with them, but it is that timing, it is that be on your level every time, and that's something I'm struggling with here and there at the moment, but I mean, there's a lot for me going on, so yeah, I just say give me one more year, and then I will give it another shot for sure.
Join us after the break for more from Danny Jansen on this week's Tungsten Talk. Welcome back to the Tungsten Talk here at the MODUS Super Series, where today's guest is Danny Jansen.
You have to be on top of your level every time, and I know if I'm on top and I can do, I know I can compete with those guys, and I will never say I'm the best, and I also never say I'm the worst. I know I can compete with them, but it is that timing, it is that be on your level every time, and that's something I'm struggling with here and there at the moment, but I mean, there's a lot for me going on, so yeah, I just say give me one more year, and then I will give it another shot for sure. And
of course, that opened up a lot of doors for yourselves. Obviously, you qualified for Minehead Players Championship Finals, then the debut as well at the Alexandria Palace and the World Darts Championship. What was that like, walking up the hill to the great place?
So when I got that, when I made it, and me, my wife, my parents, and a lot of friends went with me, and we were just Ubering. I didn't even start in the Players Hotel because it was too expensive for me. I was like, I'm not doing that. So we was just sitting in a little B&B somewhere, and we came into with an Uber, and they put us right in the front where all the people wanted to go in. But I didn't know was that I was the biggest one on Twitter with the PDC. I had like over 3 million followers on Twitter with them, and I didn't know that. So when I step out of the Uber, all those people come run up to me. And on the other hand, a lot of security guys, like 10, 15, came over from the other side, put me like a circle, put me into the back door, and they're like, what the hell are you thinking? I'm like, play some darts here. I don't know what's all going on. What's this all about? They're like, yeah, you have Peter Wright and all those guys, and you're right there with them. Like, they all like your mullet, and you're like famous over Twitter. And I'm like, nah, don't joke with me. That is not true. But it was true, and it was just incredible. My wife was just looking around, and she's like, I never saw something like this. I'm like, welcome to the darts.
Do you remember the game?
Oh yeah, I did. I was so nervous. Like, I don't get really nervous, but I just try to get that emotion gone. But it's just so hard. I mean, this is the World Championship. It's just the word is saying it, and you just want to show your best game. But yeah, I didn't get it out. But I mean, I got a win, and that's all that I was happy about. Like, cut one win, see what you can do about Ratajski. And if I hit my doubles against Ratajski, maybe I can win that one too. But I didn't, so it's all good.
When you beat Palin Breda in that first game, is that like a massive tick off the checklist? That I suppose it's that one thing that anybody that picks up a dart dreams of, winning a game at the World Championship.
Yeah, for sure, and especially it was my first time too. And I was like, just win one game. Like, of course, everybody wants to be the world champion, but you need to be honest with yourself too. I knew that ain't going to happen so fast. Like, look at Michael Smith. It took him over 10 years to win. So you need to be honest with yourself and real. And I will never say to myself, oh, I'm going to win this if I know there's some new experience. You have to learn, and just you need to make points for yourself. And my point was to win the first round, and after that's all bonus.
How did you feel after the first year of your card? How did you feel like you were progressing with tour life?
I thought I was doing pretty well. Of course, some ups and downs, but this is a long year. You cannot win everything. So I thought I was doing really good. And then, I was just happy about it. I won the world. I won a Pro Tour. I won that one. I won a lot of matches on the Euro Tours I did good on. So I was feeling I was doing good on the floors, but I was doing also good on the stage, and that was I was happy about. So yeah, I cannot complain about my first year on the tour guide at all. I was really happy about that.
What is the Euro Tour like to play in? Because anyone that watches it sees it as just like this absolute festival of darts where everyone just goes crazy, has a good time. What's it like to play in that kind of carnival-like atmosphere?
I will say it is almost one that's as good as playing on the Worlds. Like, it is awesome, and it's all really close around me. So yeah, I always need to say also really fair play to all my friends. We always came up with buses, came out there, and they all had some yellow shirts on and going on, and just that the people like you and shouting your name. There's just something incredible, and that feeling, like, I think that's what players also need a lot of times. And of course, on the moment they all do like a little shouting and whistling and stuff. Yeah, just stop that. Just support those guys that you want to see good darts. That's how they get good darts, if you support people. And if you don't do that, then it's when people get mad and don't hit it. But yeah, the Euro Tours, I think that's like a big step from the PDC what they did, because that gives a lot of guys so many opportunities.
Let's talk about the 2023 season. Fair to say a campaign that didn't quite go to plan?
No, I was starting off, I think, still pretty good. But then, of course, I got my first kiddo, and a lot of my attention went to my kiddo and wife. And I still tried, but for me, being a new dad, it was really hard to find the focus. I didn't really want to leave. I wanted to be there with my kiddo. When he was born, it was like 1 week after I had to go over to England to play darts. And how much I love darts, there will be nothing in the world that I love more than my kid and my wife. Like, so for me, that was a huge deal to get that combination in. And first, it didn't really work for me. I was too busy with that, and I was not focused anymore. And right now, we have everything good settled. Kiddo is getting a little older, and everything is going perfect. So then it's also when I see you have more rest, everything's coming, and that's when I prefer a better darts. So I just think in January I give everything I have to get my tour back for sure.
So at that time, kind of life and perspective kind of took over.
Yes, for sure. We had to do a lot, and of course, being a new parents, me and my wife, it was just new for us both, and we did a great job. We still do a great job, but for darts wise, I didn't do a really great job. I was a little bit lazy with everything because I was busy with that. I wanted to be busy with that, and my head was just not on it. And this is just my own fault, but on the other hand, it's their fault. I mean, I have a beautiful kiddo, so did I lose? No, I still think I won,
So when you did lose your card then at the end of that season, what was the overriding thing? Because I can imagine actually there was a bit of a mixture of emotion. Of course, the disappointment of losing it from the sporting competitor side of it, but I can also imagine that actually if you didn't get it back, you had that extra bit of precious time to spend with your family.
So yeah, when I knew I was going to lose it already from like October, so I already had my mind set on that. And then Q school didn't work out. I played really well, but I got tough draws as always, and it didn't work out. And then I actually wanted it back, so we tried hard, but I think then to win so many challenge tours and be so long, I was like 18 rankings. I was number one, and that's why I didn't see I did a good job. And of course, when you then don't make it on the end, you sad, and it is a little bit frustrating. But this is all learning. I'm only 23 years old, and for me, it's been a lot of learning the last 2 or 3 years, and I think now it's all getting settled down, and I think I take that all with me. And I think when I come back, I will come back even stronger.
I suppose for you as well, obviously you're primarily based in the United States these days. So how have you found the traveling element in terms of having to go continent to play competitively?
So yeah, in the beginning we did it too much. Like I went for every little week. I went over and back, and she went over to the Netherlands a lot, and it was just a lot of traveling. And like it ran me out, and it ran all of us out. Like it was too much. So now we just do longer times at a time, and it works out perfectly. I flew Friday for the first time with my son only. He's now in the Netherlands on the farm with my mom and dad, and he is just having a great time. And that's when they get a little older, get a little easier, and everything is just, yeah, it's getting better for sure.
Let's talk about yourself and here at the Super Series, because A, we always like to give you a tough week, but B, you've got this great record of qualifying through to Saturdays.
Yeah, and I hope I will keep going, like make that keep going at all. So I still think I have a good chance. I think I played pretty decent. Of course, I had a couple of rough games, but I think everybody is that. There's a whole week, you know, and yeah, I still truly believe that I can make it to Saturday.
You've spoken about how much you love this place, how much you love playing here. What is the key behind that spark, I suppose, for yourself?
I just think also the people around it, and I love to be on the stage. That's what I really like, and I just think how you guys all do it. Like I think the combination is perfect. So I just want to be myself. I want to show good darts. I want to make everybody happy and proud, and yeah, of course, my only target is Saturday. If what happens Saturday, happens, but that's my only thing I want to do. So that's what my mind is on.
I can imagine winning one of these is going to be high up on the priority list, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. And I will do my best. The third time, I got not out of the group on Saturday. I got the semis. So let's see if we can make the final this time.
And I suppose as well, obviously, I say we mentioned the fact that you're based a lot in the United States. So I suppose the travel over here isn't going to be as frequential as it's going to be for other players. Maybe the odd chance here and then, maybe once or twice in the year. Does that add a bit more pressure, or does that actually add a bit more excitement? The fact that obviously because of your other commitments, you can't play here series in, series out.
Yeah, I don't see it as pressure at all. I just see it as I'm happy. I'm happy to be here, and I'm really glad for every moment like this, what happened in my life. Like I'm just grateful, and I just want to show, and I want to get every opportunity I can when I be here. And if it works out, it works out, and if it don't work out, yeah, I will be back later. It is what it is.
So what's next? What's the future looking like for Danny Jansen?
A lot of practicing, a lot of focusing, a lot of tournaments, and then January showtime.
Well, Danny, thank you so much for your time as ever. Much appreciated. Thank you
much,
for
Henry.
watching the Tungsten Talk here at the MODUS Super Series.